If you make decorated sugar cookies, you know how much work and time goes into creating these. And sometimes we spend so much time on them that they really just become a piece of art, and a piece of art that we may not want to eat. And if you're anything like my customers have been, sometimes you have people say, I could never eat those cookies. I could never eat your cookies. I feel so bad eating them because they're so pretty. That kind of thing. Well, today we are going to preserve a cookie. I created this Nutcracker image using an AI bot. It kind of has creepy eyes, but we're mainly just using it as an outline and just a generalized figure to go off of. I thought it would be kind of fun to make a Nutcracker cookie because it's almost Christmas time. I don't think I have any Nutcracker decorations, and every year I always want to get some kind of new Christmas decoration. And long story short, I have been looking at a lot of Nutcrackers this year, and I thought, why not make a Nutcracker cookie and preserve it that I could use for decoration? Now, I remember as a kid, my mom had a Nutcracker that she would put out at Christmas time. It wasn't anything fancy or big or anything, but I was always so amused by the mechanics of it. And I remember always asking her, like, this really does crack nuts. You put a nut in its mouth? And she'd always say, yes, that's what it's for, but it's only for decoration. We don't use it. And I know one year she had a bowl of nuts out that were in the shell still. And I took one of those nuts over there and put it in that nutcracker to crack it. And I broke that nutcracker. I thought, wow, that's why Mom told me that it's only for decoration. It probably wasn't even supposed to be used. But you know what? She didn't even get on to me. She knew I was a kid, and that's how kids learn. So I have a pretty awesome mom. But anyways, that's what Nutcrackers always make me think of at Christmas time, is that Nutcracker sitting up on our mantle and me trying to use it finally after asking my mom about it for, it seemed like, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years. Every Christmas I would ask her about it. So what I've done here is I'm basically making a huge royal icing transfer. And to do this, I printed off an image of a Nutcracker, and I made this image on an AI platform. If you guys would like me to do a video on how to create new cookie designs or getting inspiration off of AI platforms, let me know down below, and I will be happy to do a video on that. So I printed off this picture, and then on top of the picture I laid a piece of acetate film. I bought this off of Amazon. You can get a pack of them off Amazon. They're pretty cheap, and you can find them that say they're food safe. Even though we won't be eating this icing, if you do get a pack of them, I would go ahead and get the ones that say food safe. That way you can use it for your cookies you actually eat. And if you are looking to find some royal icing transfers, I have a lot on my website that are free. I also have a thing I just opened up. It is called Trendy Mint Royals, and it is for cookie royalty that loves using transfers, royal icing transfers, and they get a collection of royal icing transfer templates every month designed just for this group, exclusive for these members only, exclusive for royalty. And then there's like all kinds of fun stuff that also comes with it, like a recipe, tips, tricks, business tricks, tips, hacks, stuff, activities you can do with your family that coordinate with the season, bonuses every month, that kind of thing. So if you want to check that out, go to my website, trendymint.com, and go over to the members section, and then you can see all the information about that. But anyways, back to what we're doing here. So I'm just using a thick consistency royal icing in this piping bag and am outlining the nutcracker. And then I'm going back in with a slightly thinner consistency royal icing and filling in all of those places. You want your icing to be pretty puffy and like have some substance to it because you don't want it to just fall flat. Because eventually this is going to dry and you're going to need to peel it off of this plastic. And if you make it too thin, it's going to break and crumble. So once you start outlining this, you really want to go ahead and finish it at the same time. So this has a lot of different sections to it. The shape does, the nutcracker, and I wanted to give definition to each area. So that's why I'm kind of going in like an every other space filling pattern. So like on the arms, I did the hand and then left the space and then did the arm, left the space, did one of the shoulder pieces, and so on. That way each section has time to dry just a little bit, enough to form a slight crust before I pipe the section next to it. Because I don't want them all to just melt and flood together. I want each section to have its own defined shape. And if you want to get your icing a little bit puffier in some areas, you can flood it, let it dry slow, just slightly. And then go back and kind of put your tip in the icing and squeeze it just a little bit and add some more to it to kind of get it to rise up and give it a more dimensional look. So since we're piping this on acetate and it is not breathable at all, you are going to have to take some time for this to dry completely. This big of a piece, I believe I let it dry for 5 days, and when I peeled it off, it was just very slightly wet on the back still, which was okay. To get this to dry a little bit faster, you can pop it into a food dehydrator if you have one. My oven has a dehydrating mode on it, so sometimes I'll turn that on and then let it warm up and then turn it off and set my royal icing transfer in there. It'll help dry it out a little bit faster. You can also just set it in your oven with the oven light on. This will also help dry it out. You can set it in front of a fan. Those are just some different options to speed up the process. I had this in the oven with the light on most of the time during that 5 days. So another thing, a lot of people have trouble with having air bubbles in their icing that they flood. This icing is icing I have had in these bags for a little while. I believe they were in the freezer. So I pulled them out and just kneaded them, and then they were good to go. You want your icing to kind of set in the bag for a little bit so the air bubbles can rise up to the top of your bag, and then you won't have so many problems with having air bubbles. So we are doing this whole transfer in white, but it's not going to be white when we're done. So what we're going to do is after this dries completely, which is going to take several days, we're going to use gel food coloring and some water, and we're going to watercolor our nutcracker. Also, we will be creating a background for our nutcracker and a frame around it because this is going to look like a piece of artwork, a Christmas decoration, a huge, huge cookie that we are preserving and we can have it out year after year to look at and admire all of our work. So this is going to be so exciting, guys. I cannot wait for you guys to see the final product. Make sure you are subscribed down below so that you don't miss out on the next part of our Nutcracker series. Tip on something you can do to make your sections of icing have more puff to them is to go inside of the section and pipe some of your thick royal icing within it. Don't fill in the area. You can see I'm about to do it here on this part. I'm just going to pipe some lines in there to try to give it a base and some stability for that flood icing to sit up on. So this Nutcracker, this is by far the largest royal icing transfer I have ever made. Have you made a transfer this big before? Let me know. I would love to know if you have. But I know my background I ended up making for it was about 8 inches wide, and in length, I'm not for sure how tall it was, but I want to say probably 13 inches. Probably 13 inches tall and 8 inches wide. So pretty big roll icing transfer. But I love transfers because you can, for your actual cookies you're going to eat, you can make these ahead of time. Before you even make your cookies, let them dry, paint them. You can do them in just different colors of icing if you want to. And then you just have them. They're like big sprinkles you can put on your cookies when they're freshly baked. Make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss out on our next video.